Hey there, welcome to this live. So I just was thinking about a question, and it's a question we all ask all the time. And I got to hit another button here. The question we ask all the time is whether we ask it explicitly or implicitly. It's like this: I wonder what's going to happen today, right? Like we look at the day, and maybe we have certain things planned, and we don't really know what's going to happen, but we make assumptions. And we imagine what's going to happen. So if we're going to go somewhere fun, we imagine we'll have fun and so forth. But I'm just talking about most of the days where we don't have some extraordinary thing planned, where we're just thinking about what's going to happen today. And maybe you don't even think about it. Maybe you've got a bunch of appointments. And so you just sort of go forward in those appointments. Well, I named this one Choices of Joy because I think we waste a lot of our power. I think we underutilize our ability to shape the day. And let me explain what I mean. This is just something I've been playing with. And that is we abdicate, which means we give up our right to decide. We have a day full, like today. Okay, I have some coaching calls. I'm making some live videos. I'm going to record a podcast. I've done some music work in the studio. I've updated some software. I had lunch with Joy. I'm going to go get a vaccine here pretty quick for that RSV virus. And then I've got some other stuff to do, right? And if I just look at what there is to do, then I say, well, ho hum, it's not going to be that exciting of a day. Why? Because I haven't got anything exciting planned. And that is as if the externalities were the cause of excitement. The externalities, the things that I have planned, those out there, they're going to give me my fun and joy. So what if it's different? What if that's backwards? Really? Like, what if it is? What if my opportunity to have joy is up to me? So I can go to the store in 15 minutes and get a shot, and I can dance all the way to the store, and I can have fun, and I can spend some time with my wife, my joy, my angel. I can do that, right? And there's all kinds of ways to look at each thing that I have to do. Now, the coaching call I had this morning, I can look at that as a business transaction. Okay, I'm going to go have a coaching call, and I have this as a client, and they're paying me to be a coach, and so forth. Or I can look at that and say, I wonder what's possible here. I wonder what's really possible to create. Sometimes we think about things hoping that they don't go poorly, that somehow I don't fail, that I don't make mistakes, that I expect the worst. And I don't know that I'm doing a very good job of explaining this, but we set up our experiences by what we think. So if I go learn to ski and I think, I hope I don't fall down, then I'm focused on falling down. I'm focusing on the failure. I used to conduct sometimes coaching calls with the idea of, well, I think I know what they're going to talk about. I hope they don't ask me too many difficult questions. I hope I can do a good job. What if I went to the same call thinking, I sure love this person. I know that they're trying to do amazing things in the world. I am absolutely committed to just be there with them, for them, to listen fully and to be all in while we explore what's possible in whatever situation they're bringing. What if I did that? Well, let me tell you what happens. I did. So the first call I had this morning was 7:45 a.m., and that's a little early. I usually don't start till 9, but that's okay. This particular one, 7:45. So I did that ahead of time. I get up 3 hours before that. And so I think, what is possible here? I love this particular client. I love all my clients. I don't know I know the things that this client is working on, but I don't know what they're going to bring to this call today for specifics. But what I do know is I love them. I believe in what they're doing. I know they're out to add good to the world and create cash, joy, and help for others. And I am so prepared to go all in and be there with them for every single second, to watch every nuance, to listen to every breath, to be there for every thought, to see how I can, as a coach, help them get to the podium, shave 2 seconds off their running time. Those are athletic examples, but it's the same thing. overcome some barrier that's in the way, right? And guess what? That call was joyful, powerful, and exciting. And if I had come some other way, it wouldn't have been as joyful, powerful, and exciting. So my choice to do that created joy for me and for the client and for the call. Well, isn't that interesting? So you might think, well, that's obvious. You're there to coach and you're doing the thing that you intend to do, coach. And so you're doing that. And so what would you expect? Well, what would you expect? Here's what I know. If I'm distracted at all, if I'm thinking about what else I got going on today, if I'm thinking about the fact that my knee hurts or my right hip hurts or this is wrong or that or whatever, if I think about anything else, then I introduce it's like getting sand in your shoes. I bring sand into the conversation. Now, I want to suggest to you that that's true in every conversation. So I have conversations with my wife all day long because we work from home and we're business partners. If I bring sand into those conversations, and sand is mismatched expectations, frustration, negativity, if I bring any of those things into the conversation, then I've already subtracted 10 points. I've already reduced the effectiveness and certainly reduced the fun in having it. So when I call this choices of joy, it's just an invitation for you to think about a lot more granularly. Instead of thinking about having a good day, why don't you think about a minute? Like life isn't, there's no such thing as yesterday or tomorrow. That's a construct that we have in our heads. The only thing that's real is right now, and then right now, and then right now. It's a succession of right nows. And because some right nows have already happened, we call that the past. And some right nows are anticipatory. We call that the future. And so we've created this construct of linearity around time, but it's not real. It's not real. So in order to help me do that, I've created the definition of a moment. And I think and focus on living in that moment. Now, a moment you can think of as instantaneous. That's too small for me to get into. So instead, what I do is I think of a moment as 8.64 seconds. A moment is 8.64 seconds. Now, if you want to know how come I got that, hit me up and I'll tell you where it comes from. But a moment is 8.64 seconds. And that's short enough to be right now. And it's also long enough to get my teeth into. So if I can have an intention to maximize this moment, to add joy, to add good stuff, to add happiness, to add love into each moment, then that means each successive moment that I have in my life is full of love, is full of fun, is full of excitement, is full of creation, is full of love and service. Now, all of that is my doing. I don't know what this client's going to bring up or what's going to happen when we go to Safeway to get this vaccination or anything else. But I am choosing to bring joy into the moments as they unfold one after the other. So I just invite you to think about that. Choices of joy. Because what I can promise you, this is a promise. You have way more power than you think you do to shape the moment-to-moment experience of your life. You have way more power than you think you do to accomplish your goals, to get the prosperity, the cash, the joy, the relationships that you want. You have way more power than you think you do. That's both scary and exhilarating. So meditate on that just a little bit and make a choice to bring love, to bring joy, to bring power, to bring creation to everything that you do. See you tomorrow.